about nothing and everything.
Well, we're back.
So I says to Stella, I says.
I says to Mabel, I says.
Oh, my land.
Picture it.
Oh, guys.
Sicily.
Like, you know what?
Whoa.
There's a lot going on.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I feel like I have no idea what's going on with
That's
a
because
lot of
you've been
things.
sick. It's the fever.
That's part one.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with things. Where does a man go to get some help?
Well, yeah. But yeah, we've had a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like I have no idea what you guys have been up to. I'm sure there's lots of terrible things that have happened to all of us that we can complain about. And so I think we should,
So,
talk
What is
about
this,
a
the
few
airing of the
things.
grievances or something?
That's right.
well, I got two things for you. One is borderline like a parking lots segment on steroids, which I don't think we need the music for here. And the other one...
I was about to say, I could put the theme in here.
Okay, well, wait. I'll tell you one thing, and then you can put the theme in if you want, because it's worth it. I love the theme. So we never did get to talk about Florida, which we actually had one of those trips that really went off without a hitch, minus just a couple. It was the way home.
I was like,
but on the way
Didn't
down,
snow, didn't snow on you?
didn't snow on me. Weather was decent.
Leave it to Gary to go to somewhere tropical and it's snow on him.
Yeah, right. Had a lot of fun with family and stuff. On the way down, so I felt duped. I know you'll know what I mean. It's just a pet peeve of mine, but it's like we go to the Halifax airport, and the parking's kind of weird because if you park in the cheaper parking, you got to walk all the way out and around and cross the crosswalk and then cross the road and then get, you know what I mean? Anyway, it is what it is. But they go through all the checkout process. They tell you to be there early. So Cameron, you've been there, especially flying internationally. You cross that threshold and you can't leave again.
Correct.
Everything for food was closed.
Yeah, that it always seems to happen.
After you cross and it was like, oh yeah, we'll eat when we get in there. Nothing. Not a thing. None of us had eaten. And we left early enough to get lunch, but we ended up about 30 minutes behind.
Oh.
And then I don't remember who made the decision, but texting between three cars, someone made the decision of, if it's okay with everybody else, just to save time, because our luck, we'd get stuck at a restaurant.
Yep.
And we got to be there. Is everyone okay with just eating at the airport? Yep. There was nothing to eat at the airport.
Which is weird. Well,
there would have been before we went in. Now, the only thing, if we really wanted to eat at the airport, there was this guy and they were serving. So there was one little station, they were serving liquor or whatever. And they had like 3 of the worst looking sandwiches you've ever seen in your life left in the thing. And nothing else was open.
Picked over.
Unless you wanted candy at the magazine thing. This guy, he sat there. I wasn't paying attention to him, but Amanda noticed him. Like, he had 3 or 4 drinks before he ever got on the plane.
Some people do.
And yeah, and he's got a big box with him or whatever, and a carry-on, like got a carry-on bag. And I remember thinking the only reason that registered with me is like, how come he gets 2 carry-ons? Like, it wasn't registered. You know what I mean? They get on the plane. We're all seated, and before you could see him or hear him, the smell just came over you, and it was like more strongly approaching. And I wish I remembered all that he said, but he's like, I could hear this voice before I ever saw him, and he's wearing like jeans already, and like he's got like a tank top on, but we're in Canada, you know what I mean? And it's not warm here. And he's lugging this box, but I could hear this voice saying, like loud, you know, the obnoxious Ford drinks deep voice, kind of like, everyone like my new cologne? Everybody like my cologne? And the reason he had 2 carry-ons is there comes his wife behind him, and she looks mortified.
Yep.
She's so embarrassed. The dude is carrying live lobster on the plane.
What?
He's got a crate full of lobster, and that's what we're smelling. Someone had to sit next to this guy with the box of lobster.
Oh.
Do you like my cologne? And you could hear him like every 10 seats say the same joke. Like I think I heard him say it 4 times.
But how does that get to the point where it's on the plane?
I don't know, man.
Well,
Like, what are you talking about?
How many guards does he has to go past?
Yeah.
well,
I
for
didn't
all
know
we
that
know,
was
he's
allowed.
giving each one of them a lobster on the way by. Here, have a lobster.
Anyway, new movie. Instead of snakes on a plane,
Like-
lobsters on a plane.
Lobsters
Like
on a
the
plane.
thing is going through the little conveyor belt that shows up on the screen, a bunch of lobsters in there clicking around. They're like,
Yeah, there's Lester.
look, what's that? Kids' toys, let's move that along.
Like unreal. Anyway, and he's feeling good, and his wife was not, and
Sounds like Montreal.
he's making this
I
joke.
was
Yeah,
thinking the same thing.
he's making this joke.
Did he have
every
an
so many
Aston
weeks.
Martin shirt?
Oh man, I forgot all about that.
Let's not
He had
forget
a wife
about
that was
Morris.
mortified too.
Yeah.
He did. Yes, he did. Yeah, so that was a weird one.
So
It was just, it was so
Random.
left field. Do you know what I mean?
They won't even let they won't even let you have a dog
No.
in the
so
Or a
he was
cat?
allowed to fly with them? I don't
He did.
understand.
He did.
Can I take a goldfish?
Yeah, well, I don't know. But he brought lobster on the plane.
so another guy should bring like crabs and then have a lobster versus crab match in the middle of the flight.
I low-key expected one to like slowly crawl by my feet at some point. But
so seriously, he did the whole flight to Florida from Halifax
Man.
with lobster.
now he was far enough away that I couldn't smell it anymore because he was like 20 rows back.
Imagine
But
those
it was
poor
so
guys.
potent just when he walked by. I cannot imagine having
he sat
sat
down
there
beside me. I'm like,
that
Bud,
whole flight.
You're not going to make this flight.
The least he could have did was brought ribs from the Baton Rouge. That would have smelled better.
Only 8 months old.
Oh, easily one of my favorite memories of Cameron ever.
I like ribs.
I'll just never forget him asking for a box. And we're like, what?
No man gets left
Like
behind.
we're driving
no
home
man
in the
gets
morning.
left behind.
Like, when do you think you're eating those? Yeah.
I did. They were great.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So the next scenario, which will take a little longer, and I don't want to do all the talking tonight, but Jeremy, if you want to put the parking lots music in,
Well, I feel like there needs to be another theme, like leaving on a jet plane for airports or something.
well, this was a parking lot thing after we got home. This was it just happened to be at the airport. So if you want to
Wow.
hear,
Here.
Sure.
Sure.
I just haven't.
Jeremy's like, I think my
So-
temperature's coming back.
you guys have done this before. I know Gary's recently done it. Cameron's been there, done that. We get our luggage. We get off the plane. The plane's on time. We go to get our luggage. We get it right away. We go through customs. Easiest trip through customs ever. Sounding too good to be true, right?
You know the bottom's gonna fall out.
Yeah. So dig out my parking pass. Go to the machine. Pay for my parking. Very best. And Amanda even said, like, do you want me to come with you? And I was like, no, you guys stay here. And Cameron, you know at Halifax, there's 2 different exits to run out.
Yes.
This is just
Yeah.
the 2. Well, I haven't been there in years. Like years, I've not been to the Halifax airport. So there's 2 different exits to run out. We took our luggage to the nearest one, and we have to cross all the way to go get our car anyway, and it's cold. So Denver told Dad, who wasn't feeling real great. That's part of the story here, okay? That I'll go get your car. And me and Josh went to get our cars. Like, you guys all stay here.
Yeah.
And we'll swing around with the car, pick you up. So this is important to the story. So just so you know, I'm going to admit in this episode of Parking Lots that I'm actually partially wrong.
Banner day.
What a
Yes.
twist.
But you'll understand in a second. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Dun, dun, dun.
Record scratch.
I'm the parking lot baron. Been causing problems everywhere I go. No, but you'll understand in a sec. So I went, got my car, showed the lady the pass at the booth. She let me out. I drove around. Josh went out first. Denver went out behind Josh. I went, you're stuck in the line, so you're actually being separated a little bit, going through the booth or whatever. So as far as I know, and I'm the third one in line, so you know how like being the last one in and being the follower doesn't excuse what you just did, if that makes sense. But you know what I mean? You can see how it happens. So I drive all the way around, and now there's a bus there. There's like 3 lanes. And now there's a bus there, kind of pulled over, but they're not pulled over. And Denver is sitting behind in Dad's car behind the bus. So I pull up behind Denver. And while it felt like a bit of an eternity, it was probably only 2 minutes, and Denver eased out and looked, and it was still your lane next to it. It's not like you were going on the wrong side of the road. It was just kind of like, there's a bus. It's pulled over. There's no flashing lights or anything. I don't see anyone getting on or off, but this bus is pulled over. Like, do I pass the bus? It's not a school bus.
Hey,
do you know what I mean?
Aren't flashing.
So Denver went, and then I pulled up behind the bus, and I probably waited 60 seconds, and I was like, there's still nobody. The bus hasn't moved. I guess I'll go. You know what I mean? So like until I went around the bus, you can't see anything at this exit where they'd be waiting with the bags. Make sense? So I pull around the bus, and there's Denver parked behind another car that's not Josh. And I see Josh has just driven away. I do not know where this other mystery car came from that got between Denver and Josh, but I was also back at the toll booth thing showing my tickets, so who knows. So there's a car pulled over at that exit. Denver's behind that car at that exit. And before I'm even stopped, I see Mikhail coming out with Dad's bag, going to Dad's trunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Dad's at the trunk opening or whatever. I pull up and I get out of our car, kind of in front of the exit, but I'm not in front of the exit, as much on the curb as I can. I pop the trunk. I get out of the car, and I have one hand literally on a bag. And when I hear this woman's voice going, "You guys can't park here." And I kind of looked around, and I don't see anybody. And then I heard it again. "You guys can't park here." And here comes this woman with a safety vest coming around the car. Okay. In the meantime, the bus is long. It's left. Apparently, if I had waited 10 more seconds, the bus leaves. Okay. And now, mind you, there's like, I know you'll know what I mean, Jay, but like, there's like 100 feet between me and the bus. I've pulled around the bus and then drove like 80 more feet. You know what I mean? Like, we're not close. So this is where it gets interesting. The second time I hear it, and she's rounding the corner of my car, I have a bag in the car.
So you must.
We have another bag and 2 carry-ons. That's all we have. And when I say another carry-on, Mikhail's wearing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he has it. So she stands at the edge of our car, and I say to her, "I am so sorry. We're going as quick as we can. I'm sorry." The boys hop in the car. I grab the last bag, heave it in the car, and press the button. Like, the boys just hauled their bags in with them. That's it. That's how quick it went. She stood at the back of our car, and when the trunk closed and I'm getting in the car, I heard Amanda say, "She just took a picture of our license plate."
Oh.
Now, I'm telling you, on everything I owned, I am stopped for maybe a total of 30 to 45 seconds. Like, I was on a mission. Like, it's cold out. I want to go home. We haven't eaten. We've been on a plane all day. You're not in a good mood anyway after traveling home. You know what I mean? And like, the first time I heard her say it, I'm out of the car. And the second time I hear her say it and can lay eyes on the woman now, I have a bag in the car. So Amanda just, here she goes. I have never.
Your Honor, is when she lost it.
Yeah, that is the moment. So I heard Amanda say, she took a picture of your dad's too. Which would explain why, when I heard it the first time, she wasn't talking to us, she was talking to them. And I didn't see her because I'm on the driver's side throwing a bag in.
New Brunswick
And
plates, buddy.
so I spent way longer talking to this woman than I did parked. That's the irony of this thing. Like, you actually compounded a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you can make a problem worse by trying to fix said problem. And I said to her, I said, ma'am, with all due respect, are you giving me a ticket? And she didn't answer me. I said, ma'am, what's your name? She said, no.
Your name's
Oh,
No?
Cameron, I'm not kidding. I have this all written up because I wrote it up right away because I'd forget. Right? And it was just kind of weird. And I said, well, ma'am, if you're giving me a ticket, you have to tell me your name.
Correct.
And she didn't respond. And then I said, you took a picture of my license plate. And then she's responded, I told you to move. And I said, do you mind me? I'm still playing it cool, but I'm upset now. But Amanda's like ready to tear her head off. And I said, ma'am, when would you have liked me to move? With one kid in the car, with one kid still out, with my foot in the door, with the trunk open? Like what? Like when you told me to move, like, and I had even been nice. Amanda said what ticked her off is how nice I was. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you know what I mean? I'll hurry. Because when she said it, our trunk's open and I already have a bag in the car. So, like, how would you have liked me? Would you like me to have unpacked the car?
So wait, is that not a drop off and pickup area?
Apparently not.
Probably if it's anything like Moncton, it's for buses and taxis.
So,
Jeremy. Yeah. But no one listens
yes,
to that.
but wait for it. 1, the lane isn't labeled. 2, there is one don't park here sign. I went on Google Earth when I got home. I had to know. And it is not facing the cars as you pull up. It is sideways on a pole.
Yeah.
So you'd only see it if you pulled up.
And like where you're talking about, it's probably not two-way traffic, right? Like everyone's
all
going
one
the same way.
They're all going the same way.
So yeah.
And there was a 4th car there that was parked up on the curb. It was a police car. And there's nobody in it. And they left their car there.
He wasn't taking pictures of the cops. Let's explain.
And so, like, Josh got away with no issue. She wasn't there yet. And then she crossed, and Amanda's like, ma'am, you need to give us your name. Like, you can't give me a ticket without giving me your name. Are you giving us a ticket? And Amanda said, do you even know? So, like, Dad wasn't feeling well and almost couldn't go on the trip. You know what I mean? It was one of those, you guys know. And he was feeling well enough to go, but he had a long day, and he's on an airplane, and he's, you know what I mean? And Amanda yells something like, you don't even know the type of day we had, and you're doing this. You need to at least give me your name. And the lady said no again. The lady then walks out, staring at us when she says no, right in front of a truck. She wasn't paying attention and nearly got hit by a truck who had to stop dead in the road.
Ooh.
And I said to her,
there.
yeah, well, I just said to her,
You should
like, you just almost got hit.
over here by the curb.
And then she walked across the road and started grabbing luggage carts. And I was like, if you're grabbing luggage carts, you can't give me a ticket.
No.
Like, I don't know what your job is. Like, she never identified herself. She never said what her job was. She
Just
never
trying to scare you to think that you're gonna move on, and she had some kind of authority. That's all that was.
I think so. Yeah, it was very. So Amanda yelled something to the effect. She apologized to the kids and everything. She was just seeing red. She's like, I have not been this mad since like I played basketball. Like I've just not. And she yelled something to the effect like, why don't you tell me you hate your job without telling me you hate your job? And the lady just wouldn't respond to us, and off she went.
I would have paid to have seen that.
Oh man, she was so mad. And like it was, you know how one of those deals, like the adrenaline's going, so 10 full minutes later, we haven't eaten anything, and she's still like I almost want to go back. Like just because it was in front of the kids. And like you just did this to my parents who are older. And you know what I mean? You just pulled this whole, like everyone's leaving upset now. Like what a great experience at the Halifax airport. When you could have just been like, you're really not allowed to park here. So if you could move along, and I'd be like, okay, sorry.
Next time.
I think it's really Josh's fault though, because he went there first. He got her attention.
Then the stranger parked behind Josh.
She came sprinting out to get him, and then he got away, and she's all in a huff, and then she sees you guys
like
pull
your
up.
brother-in-law throw you under the bus.
The stranger, then my brother, and then me. Yeah, she was all
behind the bus.
Yeah, behind the bus. So I got home and I sent an email. I said, no, I'm going to send an email. Amanda tried to call the airport and there was no answer, but it was a Sunday when we got home. Like it was a weird, so like the service desk might not be open. So the next day I wrote an email and I told Amanda, well, there, I think I'm 43 years old. I've complained about 4 or 5 things in my life to like an actual business. Like
an actual form letter, not the usual.
For how much I complain on here, it's crazy how little I've actually complained to the people that upset me. Does that make sense?
Because that takes effort.
That's effort.
Yeah. There's a couple things I think funny about that. Like one, like you take a photo, like how many cars would be pulling through that area in a day, right? Like hundreds.
Oh, there'd be
hundreds,
thousands.
Hundreds of them. And like, I'm going to guess 1 in every 5 is doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it
could have been New Brunswick plates. I'm just saying.
Like Jeremy, on the way out of that exit, the last possible thing you can do is pay for your parking.
Yeah.
Like the machine's at the door.
If it's anything like the Moncton one now, the Moncton airport's much smaller.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of
like
picturing.
One lane.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is a similar setup. There's the guy with the vest. I don't quite know what his role is. His jacket doesn't say security, but he comes out and puts the run to people waiting to pick up people that come off the airport because the arrivals door is right at the far end. It's right there.
Yep.
And so,
and listen, how many times have, like, I'm serious. We've done that. I'm like, yeah, we'll grab the car and just zip around and
you're trying to be nice.
Picking
it's cold
like Katie's mother up at the airport. We used to just swing in there, and her mother was standing right there, and she just threw the bags in. You were gone. Yeah. Like it's like a 30-second, boom, gone.
Oh, I'm telling you, it was 30 seconds. It took way longer. Like, she slowed us down.
It's weird in Moncton because there's like a no parking zone, but then there's this area after the sign where there is no sign, and it's like.
It's probably about 3 it's probably what, Jay, 2 car lengths, maybe 3 car lengths.
It's not very long. And then you're basically blocking part of the road. But if you get there early enough, you can park there, and it seems to be outside of the zone that they care about. But it's also so like you have to get there like an hour before. I'm talking about if you're picking someone up is mostly what like my grandmother's flown from Miramichi to Ontario a few times, and I've gone to pick her up and drive her back home and stuff like that. So like my grandmother's in her late 80s. And so I know where the door is. It's very close to that little short-term taxi parking area.
Yep. Yeah, it's right there.
And I understand that they're going to say the short-term parking is right over here. You can go park in there, walk in. But like, I just kind of look at it like she's in her late 80s. This is not that busy of an airport.
Yeah.
If you want to give me a hard time while she's in the wheelchair that I use because she just flew for 2 hours at her age, and I'm going to wheel her so she can get in and not have to walk because she's in her late 80s. Have at it. Go ahead. Yell at me. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
Now, I can see, though, on the flip side of it, how there'd be a lot of people who abuse that. But
someone would pull in and just walk in. Oh, yeah,
like park there, go in. Like apparently the cop did, just go inside.
But the thing is, Jay...
Wait, in the Moncton one, though, there's a Tim Hortons. So that would make sense if it was the guy in Moncton for the cops.
But you also need to be acutely aware of, if you're her, where you're working.
Well, it's
an airport. Some people haven't flown in 10 years. Some people fly once a week. Some people are repeat offenders. Some people, this might be their first flight. Like, people don't know. Like, I'm almost saying, like the parking lot I deal with the most is the one at the high school. And like, do you know what's fair game at the high school? Is when we have made multiple morning announcements not to park there. When you have heard us page people down to come move their car again because the truck can't pull into the bay door.
Oh, dude.
That's all fair game. An airport? That could have been someone's first time flying in 20 years. They don't know where to park.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
As if most things in life, the best thing you could do is lie. You just drive up, you don't acknowledge your family whatsoever, and you just wave at the lady and say, Uber driver.
You know what the scary part is?
Probably
Tell the
best
wife to
place.
jump in the back
does
seat
that.
with the kids.
Yeah, he does
His
that
brain
quick.
knows how to do stuff like that.
Well, I wrote my
Wow.
email to the airport and knowing right well I'm never going to hear from these people again. That's fine.
Nope.
I said my piece, and I told Amanda, like, I'm not going to follow up. I'm not going to. Do you know what I mean? So, like, it's well behind us, and then a full 2 weeks later, I got an eye roll of an email, Cameron. It was like them doing their due diligence. I got an email from back at the airport that the people that looked after the parking lots are subcontracted to theirs, and that they're going to reach out to their subcontractor and make sure the appropriate people sees this message. That was a full 2 weeks later. I rolled my eyes at that, like, sure you will.
Yeah, so I was going to say.
I bet you will.
That's
Delete.
a go
Yeah, like-
away email.
You should respond. Be like, so what'd they say?
You ready?
No.
You ready?
No.
A full month goes by. A month. I get another email out of nowhere. I didn't respond to that one. I didn't reply. I didn't do the thumbs up thing you can do now in Office. I didn't do any of that stuff. I did nothing. A month goes by and I get another email that they've reviewed everything. They're very sorry for, well, there's cameras out there, right?
Well, yes.
They're very sorry for our experience at the airport. This was not okay. This is not how they treat customers of theirs. That they have not only spoken to the worker and explained what her role actually was, she has been reprimanded and has mandatory training to undergo before she's welcome back at work.
And you got a free pack of gravy.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Then I weirdly felt bad. I went from being mad. Like, what did I want to happen?
Maybe.
You know what I mean? You're not feeling
This is
guilty.
what I was wondering at the first thing. I was trying to figure out what could possibly happen that would make me react that way.
What's the end game here?
Oh,
Oh gosh! But then I felt really guilty. It's like, well, I thought maybe you'd tell her that wasn't very nice. I didn't know you were going to reprimand her and send her for all this.
Nope, she's got to go back to reconditioning.
Now they didn't say this, but I assume they reviewed some security footage and would have seen that I'm not. You could see it all, including she stepped out in front of a truck. She wasn't paying attention.
Almost got hit by a truck.
And that I'm not lying, that like my trunk's open when she comes to talk to her. Like, what would you like me to have done? Close it, take the bags out, make my family stand on the curb? Like what a weird...
Away. I just drove right away.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute. And as you stop every time, you make circle like 6 times. You throw one bag in and go. One bag go.
Yeah.
One person go.
I just like that we've reviewed everything and we followed up with the employee and she was eliminated by firing squad. And you're like,
Now, this is why I said, though, at the beginning, like, it's a weird one. I wasn't allowed to park there. But I didn't know I wasn't allowed to park there. Just like the car in front of me and the car in front of them and the car that had just left that was in front of them. Or the police.
Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
The police one throws me right off. You know what I mean? Because they were parked there.
yeah.
That was okay.
I always feel like I have no great stories to tell on the podcast, but then I think, well, yes, if that happened to me, I'd be like, oh, sorry, and drive away.
I don't know.
Or tell them you're an Uber
I'm way
driver.
too similar.
But honestly, Gary, like, if you're already out of the car with the trunk open, like, what do you do?
That's true, though. Like, if you're already out there and you're standing there, the door's open, and you have your hand on the bag and you're putting it in, you can't be here. It's like,
Well, and Cam has a CRV, right? Or you had one.
I had
So
a CRV, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got the RAV4. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That trunk is not a trunk. I hit the button and it goes beep.
Oh, no. Mine wasn't that fancy. I just slammed it.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, lady, if I hit this button now, we're
see you
still
in 10
going to
minutes.
awkwardly sit and stare at each other for 10 more
Sit beside the
seconds.
car having a smoke.
like waiting for it to close. Like, was that good for you?
You leave the trunk open, you go up to the driver's seat and start driving away about 5 kilometers an hour, and the kids are throwing the bags in the trunk as you're driving.
The whole time you can hear the buzzer going because the door is open because you're driving away.
Now I know in her mind, the first car in front of mom and dad, she's probably telling them to move, and then she's telling mom and dad to move, and she's taking a picture of their license plate, which I'm oblivious to because I am out of the car, grabbing the first bag, and she's already talked to 2 cars, and now this guy parked here too. But in reality, when you tell me to move, the driver's not in the car, he's behind the car, the trunk's open. Does it not logically make more sense to like, I am very sorry, let me finish with the one bag that's left and drive off without incident, as opposed to make a whole scene, take a picture of my license plate that you can't do
honestly,
anything with?
I'm just picturing Gary. When you can't be here. All right. Just gets in, just leaves everything right in the center of the road.
Drives home.
Tell me you can't picture
I
you
sure
doing
taught her.
Gets to Fredericton, calls Heather. I showed her, huh? So you guys got a motel?
What are you and the kids doing?
Did you check Yelp for a place to eat? Oh gosh. Yeah, anyway,
Wow.
I just wasn't expecting that result of that. You know what I mean? They must have checked the security cameras and I'd like to be able to check security cameras.
Yep. They
Yeah.
they can reveal things for sure.
So we didn't want to do this.
But we're gonna.
Well, I got a letter today. It came in district mail.
Again.
Yeah, it came in this envelope.
From the Stanfield airport staff?
In it. So this was sent.
Former staff.
Making me feel bad, Gary. I've had a long day.
Former contractor, not staff.
Yeah, exactly.
It was sent on May 7th. So it took a little bit to get to me, which is makes me feel like, anyway, that's another whole. Because I'm right up. Our school is the closest school to district office. Like it's down the hill. Like stuff comes. Anyway,
so that
I
means
have no
it
idea
came from,
what. Yeah,
it came from a school farther away.
I opened. By the way, I was supposed to have a quick meeting yesterday with a Mr. Ron Levine, but he no-showed me. So,
oh, the plot thickens.
Man, you got just hit
then
on
this envelope shows up. Coincidence?
Yesterday was just nothing but no-shows for you.
I strongly recommend you not write a letter.
Gary, that was good. That was good.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, slept right
We were
through.
planning on recording last night, but our
I was ready to go.
producer wasn't feeling well and just slept through the evening.
Man, yes. 12:30. I was ready to go if you guys wanted to hop on.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, 12:30. I
When
see
I
the
woke
flash.
up.
Feeling all refreshed?
I'm up.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, Cam's up.
So we're not going to have enough time to unpack all this. This is the biggest letter yet. Inside it was a white envelope. Attention, Bush League podcast. Inside of it, get rid of that, is a 3-pager.
Fan mail.
And a USB stick.
Now,
With a photo of your license plate at the Stanfield airport.
have you seen this man?
It's
Where's
all coming
Francis?
together now.
Me.
This is not like any of the other letters we got.
Okay.
This is, I don't know what to do here. I had students, I mean, students were doing their work today. They were definitely not transcribing letters and going through files for me.
Okay, this is
In
not China.
guidance, hiding
Go
from
ahead.
in the guidance office with our gravy letters and all these files.
full investigative commission.
Oh my gosh.
Tyson's like,
I'm teacher of the year.
Tyson's like, all right, kids, here's a new project. It's going to be social engineering, and I want you to figure this out.
Social engineering.
This one, I'll see if I can show you. It's like it looks very different from the others.
That does look different.
Classified, your eyes only. Operation Valkyrie. Task Force.
Valkyrie?
Task Force, Ladle Fall. Call sign, Gravy Shell Shocked. Status, final entry. From Commander Klaus von Salzburg to Bush League Podcast, Priority Resistance Contact. There is stuff in bold here.
Okay.
Begin transmission. I am the last known operative of the resistance cell formerly embedded within the CMBSC inner circle. For months, under the veil of silence and starch-thick secrecy, we plotted what became known as Operation Valkyrie, a last-ditch effort to neutralize the threat posed by Mr. Gravy. Like many, I once believed in the original mission of the CMBSC to spread Gravy's rich goodness across the plate of society. We thought we were elevating cuisine. What we were really doing was elevating a man.
What is going on?
Over time, Mr. Gravy's ambitions thickened. Outreach.
That's good. That's good.
There's a lot of these. Outreach became indoctrination. Worship of the sauce turned into worship of the self. Where once he was simply a figurehead of flavor, he sought to become divine, an all-consuming presence that made Kim Jong-un look like Fred Penner hosting a community bake sale.
Okay.
How?
The demands became untenable. He mandated nutrient-infused gravy that maintained the purity of the gravy gene pool, a phrase that still haunts me. Violators of these culinary decrees were sent to the gravy gulags, or so-called re-education centers, where the only curriculum was fear and a cafeteria menu was mandatory.
Okay. So here's the weird part.
I think we're dealing with.
We haven't hit the weird part. But yeah.
I think we're dealing with the Third Reich.
Well, no, until he said gulag, because that's the Russians.
Yeah, that's true.
Just there's
What's in bold?
gravy gulags, Kim Jong-un, CMBSC. It was Agent Bothans.
Agent what?
Bothans. Both hands.
Bothans.
Bothans. Just wondering if it's an anagram for something that we're not catching. Who first began pulling files from the CMBSC mainframe slowly, carefully, ladle by ladle. He nearly succeeded in sparking the coup, but he was caught, boiled, and sent to the gulags. We never saw him again. Many Bothans, in fact, many were lost to bring you this information. Faced with a choice, loyalty to Mr. Gravy or loyalty to our conscience, we chose the latter. That's why this message exists. Enclosed on the attached memory stick are Mr. Gravy's most secret files, black ops initiatives, indoctrination blueprints, and surveillance data from inside the sauce dome. Some
What?
files are incomplete. Their decryptions interrupted. And when our agents were drowned mid-transfer, literally in gravy. By the time you read this, I will have made my final stand. I will have joined the fallen in gravy Valhalla, where the bold swim in brown rivers and the brave feast forever beneath golden ladles. Now I pass the ladle to you, Bush League podcast. You are the last hope to stop global sauce-based indoctrination. Gravy is not the enemy. Mr. Gravy is. He has weaponized flavor. He has turned comfort food into psychological warfare. The world must awaken. If you receive this and survive the decoding process, post this phrase to your Facebook page to confirm the mission is still alive.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You can't keep a straight face.
My French isn't very good. This is French.
Okay.
Le sangua long de violin de l'automne blessé mon que de langue monotone.
And
What
translated into English, that means what?
This phrase will activate your remaining embedded assets. So if we post this to our Facebook,
Wait.
Oh, okay. So there's sleeper agents?
there's sleeper agents in the Gravy Network. I thought we were done.
Wait, hold it. On that USB stick, is there any odd file?
Oh, we're going to plug it in here in a second, Cameron. It's going to be screen sharing city. All right.
One that just that
No.
weird thing that popped up and said you can't get your computer back until you pay $1,000.
This phrase will activate your remaining embedded assets. Stay thick, stay smooth, stay hidden. From Klaus von Salzburg, Commander, Mr. Gravy Resistance, Task Force Ladlefall, Thick, Slick, Unseen, and a new logo with a turtle shell in the background with a ladle of gravy and fork. You are now seeing what I'm...
Whoa.
MGR. Wait. That symbol looks familiar.
Yeah, man, Ninja Turtles.
No, from the war.
Well, it looks like a sewer top.
Okay.
Oh,
And the
what?
and the turtle.
There's a
MGR?
resistance. There is a resistance coalition lament.
I just
Like,
I don't know anyone who could talk like that. So I gotta think AI is writing these so that we don't know who it is.
Oh, buddy. In Gravy's fields, the ladles blow.
Yeah, this is
Between the
we'll
mash,
never know
row
because
on
this
row.
is AI that's writing this stuff.
where meats once stood and biscuits bold, now soak in sauce, both rich and cold. The bubbling kettles could loudly cry, scarce heard amid the kitchen's throw. I don't even know how I feel about using Flanders Fields to do as
Yeah.
I read this.
But it's weird that the references to the war is getting a little
Claus
like.
fan.
There's a lot.
Well, like Operation Valkyrie, isn't that like a
That
Klaus
was the
Van Stauffenberg is the Tom Cruise character.
Oh yeah, well that was the operation. That was
Salzburg, yeah.
they were going to kill Hitler, and the only thing that saved Hitler that night was they didn't put enough explosive in the
In the
briefcase, and the
There you
desk
go.
was an oak desk.
The Bothans are a Star Wars thing.
Huh?
Turtle power.
where do you get a USB stick like that? Man.
It's a turtle USB stick.
Are we going in?
You might want to scan that first.
All right. Let
Oh,
me,
my goodness.
What the
So,
heck are we even doing
That
anymore?
little turtle is on Amazon.
Turtle.
and it's called
Oh my land.
Chris Jericho's a bloody mess.
Oh my gosh.
Careful what you
Get
click.
the volume down. Get the volume down.
There's no EXEs, is there? Don't touch them.
I will have to I don't know how to I know you know what I mean without one sec. Because you
Is
know,
it
like I want to
long?
show you this, but I also don't want to
Show you what stuff you have open or what are you talking about?
No, I know you know what I mean. Anyway. Yeah, but I got school stuff and everything else on there. All right. Share screen. Entire screen. Is that what I do?
Oh man.
If you have
It's gonna end up getting you fired. Whoa. There we go into infinity.
Okay, you can see this?
yeah.
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 There's images for sure. Wait. Oh. Whoa.
Whoa.
Someone's.
Oh dear. Oh boy.
Gonna close that.
Someone's taking this to the next league. Yeah, boy. Wait, that's the
All
Russian
hail
version.
Mr. Gravy, Supreme Founder and Eternal President, Canadian Meat-Based Sauce Coalition.
So that
What kind of prompt do you even put into the AI? to come up with-
That's my question.
that's a Russian one. The first
I
one
would
was
like
German,
to
the second one
draw
was
your
Russian.
attention to
Oh,
Project
Lord.
Gary.
Gary. Project
The-
Gary, eh?
the Enigma.
I don't even know how this
You're-
is going to look on people's screens if they want to.
You're a
Is it-
charismatic enigma.
Did it open?
Doing, boing, boing.
Well,
Boing,
yeah,
boing,
it's
boing.
Microsoft Word is maybe
Yeah.
not.
Two things you don't want to put together: a Mac
Oh,
and
there you go.
Microsoft.
You guys can see that?
Project
Like,
Gary.
can you just unredact
actually-
that? Because it's Word.
Probably could. Evil. What?
CMBSC Project Gary document classification redacted, date of issue redacted, prepared by
Confused
redacted,
the
clearance
operation.
level ladle lock 9.
But if you select the redacted stuff, can't you just
No, it won't let me.
Oh no? Oh, okay.
It'd be cooler if I could. Project Gary was initiated following incident redacted involving redacted in the Miramichi quadrant. All information in this document has been redacted to comply with SOS Security Directive B52.
What's the time?
Section 1, background in Q3, operatives from division redacted reported anomalous activity in the redacted sector involving redacted gravy packets found near site redacted. Upon examination,
lockers.
redacted was detected with an above average redacted concentration level. This triggered emergency activation of Project Gary. We never should have opened the envelope, agent redacted. Section 2, objectives. Guys, there's like 30 files in this thing. Establish the redacted origins of redacted packets. Contain the neutralize all traces of redacted within redacted kilometer radius. Initiate redacted day public diversion campaign using bizarre podcast references and meat-based humor. Note, all field agents were instructed to speak only in ladle code during operations. Field activity log. Date redacted, agent redacted, location something high. Is that a school?
No. Project Gary is
I'm talking about the location. Location redacted high.
Found in lockers.
found in lockers.
Summary redacted, found in lockers.
Warning. Subject Mr.
JMH. Location JMH.
Read the warning.
Agent spatula. Location, MBSC HQ bunker activated protocol redacted. Location, James M. Hill. Subject, redacted made contact. Warning, Mr. Nibbles may have been compromised. Extraction failed due to civilian cuddles.
Oh, you're going to have to send us all these, man. These are crazy.
Well, man, I'll post them. Section 4, observations. It tasted mauve.
I'm wondering if we should even be sharing these. Mr. Gravy's going to know what we know now.
Yeah.
Gary, that's a valid point.
We're putting ourselves in grave danger.
Grave
Danger.
Do not discuss Project Gary on open frequencies. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Oh boy.
Continue to
Horse out of the
monitor
barn
subject, code name, ladle, reassign agent, redacted to decoy
Well,
podcast production.
Listen, I'm sorry. We already opened the file.
Gary, are you in on this?
You can't tell us not to openly communicate about the file after we've opened the file.
We've opened this.
Decoy podcast production.
Get your little
Final
security
note.
vest out of here.
let me Google what is Project Gary and see what comes up.
So
I could
This
say
is my
though, like
first
that.
ever printing, and I will honest.
So what would take time out of that is all the prompts because AI
Gary
could make all of that.
Jerry the Gravy Boat.
J-
A Tale of Pouring with Purpose, a children's book.
What is this? Wait, Jeremy. Kids book?
Well, I mean,
It says it's written by Matt Foley. Oh no, cried the chef, reaching high on the shelf, and there stood young Jerry
Jerry
beside
was
himself
nervous.
with a trembling handle. He was plucked from his perch and carried with care.
Who is like this is okay. Wait.
The
Go
end.
back.
Your moment to shine, little Jerry.
Why
Okay.
is it me when you scroll down, but there's words highlighted, or maybe it's the way it's
No,
coming
there's-
it's spell check.
yeah.
Oh, why?
Navigating the tariff terrain.
Wait, no. There's a folder.
I know,
Master
man, but
plan is tempting.
there's gravy hate mail,
Yes,
I bet it
gravy
is.
hate mail. Who's doing this though? Seriously.
possible legal action. Where am I clicking? Hate mail?
Well, it would be where I would head.
Oh, boys, you're making me nervous. Anonymous
All right,
tip
wait,
from the
okay.
Dry Rub Underground.
Okay, yeah.
Underground Barbecue Brotherhood.
They know the powders aren't safe from the smoker. Yo, gravy freaks, you don't know me, you never will, but we will be watching from the pits where the rubs run dry and the smoke runs long. Word on the butcher block is your packets ain't sealed. They're whistling brown tunes louder than a pork shoulder on a full moon marinade. Your gravy guys aren't as low key as you think. One of them's been double saucing, mustard on the weekdays, brown stuff on camera. He's seasoning both sides of the steak. Enclosed, a napkin with a ketchup thumbprint. Interpret it how you will. We ain't your enemy, not yet. But if we don't do wet in your crew, the smoker, underground BBQ brotherhood.
Underground Barbecue Brotherhood. What the?
Cease and desist letter, oath of
Fantastic.
allegiance, employee performance.
Oh, here we go.
Didn't we just Cameron, you were just talking about this earlier.
Which part?
Performance.
Your performance
Your
review.
performance issues.
Agent redacted, codename the Whisker.
Oh,
Evaluators Matt Foley.
Yep.
Often pours not enough gravy. Okay.
5 out of
Splash
5.
radius.
4.4. 2 out of 5 is
What
not
is
good.
what? Now
It's
I want to try something here for you. I'm scared you won't have
Oh, no.
sound.
What is this?
Just tell me if you have sound, and if not, we'll have to come up with something
Oh,
else.
it's probably going to be super loud. I'm just warning you.
Do you have sound?
I don't even
No.
have anything up.
Okay. No, it's playing in my head. I don't know. I just wish it was playing in yours. Okay.
I think you'd have to play it. Yeah, it would have to be in your browser.
And I can't do that. So
Yeah, you can't.
there's a children's song. There's a CMBSE anthem of gravy. And it is actual songs.
If you drag it, so on the do you see on the right side it says media? You can. That's like what I did with all the theme music. If you drag it into that media, you can
Where
put it.
are you talking about?
Do you not have it? Maybe I only have it because I'm technically
You're the admin, probably.
Okay, so
yeah, you don't have it.
okay, I'm back.
Okay, seriously. Okay, like this thing. Every time we think we get close, something weird happens. So
we don't even have enough time to unpack all this.
Well, listen, we're definitely rattling somebody's cage because someone's getting nervous. I'm just saying.
I'm getting
Are you
nervous.
playing it through your speakers?
No, I wasn't. I'm trying to send you the files, Jade. I'm just going to try to send them to you.
This is just it. It's so crazy that someone's taken the time just to keep poking at us, and it's not even just once or twice. It's like constantly poking at us. Like of all of us, we all know would be a bit of a conspiracy person in theory. You know, I'm not too far off from probably believing crazy stuff, but this is getting like really weird. Like full documents and songs, and so then you have to break down who has the time to do pictures, who would actually make a song. Like this is starting to.
I think you can get AI to make music now.
You can.
I think. Yeah.
You seem to be blaming AI an awful lot, Jeremy Bourque. Almost as if you're in league with them.
Over the weekend, I went out to Swiss Chalet for Mother's Day, which got me to thinking chalet sauce. Is that a Hall of Fame contender in the meat-based sauces?
Is it technically a gravy?
As of
it's
a few
sauce,
hours ago
gravy.
today, is a Hall of Fame contender is Pete Rose.
And Shoeless Joe.
Yeah.
Shoeless Joe.
Cam, do you like chalet sauce?
Oh, good question.
Yeah. See, is it? So because where does that fall on the?
Jeremy, I sent you an email.
I don't. I've tried it, but when I go to Swiss Chalet, I always get ribs,
which are covered in sauce. But
barbecue sauce, Godfrey. Listen, Gary, don't you start.
What you got against chicken?
Nothing. Nothing.
You know, maybe we shouldn't just have any more hot food takes because we end up in these months long.
Well, it's just
Steve or Alfred Hitchcock.
Well, and now
scenarios.
we have a resistance and like what?
Cameron,
how come? What?
I'm just opening because I didn't want to keep screen. It's going to be an editing nightmare, but gravy fortune teller prophecy scroll delivered in a stained velvet pouch with a worn wooden ladle to the inner ladle circle from the broth oracle.
What?
Ready? A gravied vision emerges. Beware the one who declines sauce not once, but twice. For the third shall be their undoing. A dry plate speaks louder than protest. A cold ladle signals betrayal. Watch the moon. Watch the mittens. Watch the microwave. Your path is cloudy with chunks. Pour wisely, dear coalition. The brown tide is coming. From the broth oracle, seen it all, stirred most of it.
Like who has the time to do all this? And that turtle USB, it came from Amazon.
Like,
did you send it to my Gmail?
nope.
Oh.
He sent it
Hotmail.
to your work email.
Oh. How do I get to that?
It's the same. I can resend real quick.
I still
You can't
don't get
attach
it.
files in our chat.
Like, whoever this is.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Okay, one sec. See if I can do that.
What's that?
I cannot figure out.
Me neither. I don't know who it is. Don't know.
Well, and also, just coincidentally enough, weird things happening. Happened to be on Instagram, and suddenly there's a whole Instagram page of.
They've created an Instagram.
They've created a whole Instagram thing, and Tyson didn't know about it. Tyson sends me a message. Hey, look, someone told me about this.
It's a very interesting Instagram as well.
I'll tell you what I can do in the chat, though, Jeremy. Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Oh my
There's
goodness.
your download link, buddy.
There we go. Okay.
I'm
This
gonna
is
do it,
crazy.
guys.
Like, what?
I'm gonna click on the master plan folder.
Before you open these folders, are you making sure there's no weird file extension? Okay. I don't like how Tyson suddenly looked like he
This one's a PDF.
What?
Oh, great. Now, Adobe Acrobat's verifying the. Here we go.
Oh, wait. There's something in the...
Hitting the Sauce April newsletter.
April?
Yeah, wasn't one of the letters said there was newsletters coming out? They were starting a new.
It's huge. I'm not reading all this. What are you talking about right now?
Who is messing with us?
It is a copy. All that is it's a copy of every letter they've ever sent us. Hitting the
What?
Sauce, the official MBSC newsletter, April 2025. Attention CMBSC associates. I hope this letter finds you well. I am somewhat disheartened that the BLP have deviated from your normal production schedule and are recording more frequently. I fear we will be found shortly. I have been burning the candle at both ends to get the first draft of my screenplay ready for review, but it takes time to produce these letters on my vintage Olympia typewriter.
That's pretty
Please
specific.
review draft and provide comments ASAP. I am sure I do not have to tell you all, but the CMBSC is trending right now. We need to get the screenplay done and movie rights sold before we are exposed. Hollywood will not show us the money if the mystery is gone. In other news, the CMBSC and BMBSC social media blitz is performing less than expected. Perhaps we should hold a like and share contest. Constitute TL has offered... Who's TL? TL has offered up tickets to the upcoming
Guess.
production. Oh, my land.
Figure it out.
Constituent TL has offered up tickets to the upcoming production of CM's production of Who's Underwear, which is Chris Matheson's production of Who's Underwear. They're bringing it back. Taylor's in it. He's one of the actors in the show. Reminder that the federal election is April 28th. Please keep gravy in mind while marking your X. Let's keep government out of the gravy dish. We do not want gravy to suffer the same fate as the McPizza.
Speaking of which, there's an upcoming postal strike as well, isn't there?
There is?
Possibly, yes.
What? There's a
Again?
screenplay. Guys, there's a whole chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. And then it's all the letters.
Who?
You know what? We should get ahead of them. We should plan a podcast where we read the screenplays. Is there 4 characters in these plays?
Ooh.
Yeah, who
Like
are the
that,
characters'
yeah.
names? Watch the look on his face.
Guys, like I'm
Baffled?
Forward. I never intended it to be more anything than a quick gag and maybe talking point on one show, but here we are 5 months later. It was so funny that I could not help but keep it going a little longer. This has been a complete mix of unintended coincidences and standard pop culture references. I've laughed all throughout this, but honestly, there were times that I was concerned about your stress levels and your mental stability. This is to us. This is to us. This is like a confession and everything they've done. That's what this is.
Can you share your screen? Share your screen. Can we see it?
It's not in a browser, so I can't. Let me try.
Oh, hang on. So this is in the master plan?
I want to share my
Someone did it as a joke. Then we took it too far.
Can you see this?
Yep.
Yeah, I never anticipated it.
This is the whole thing.
The Gravygate story. Chapter 1, the beginning. While listening to the podcast, I got the idea to prank Cameron. It came to me out of boredom and the fact that I had spare gravy packets laying around. I started to write the most random thoughts and compile them into a letter. After several drafts and rewrites, the letter was ready. I printed the letter, gathered the gravy, then Canada Post went on strike. Since Cameron worked from home, I could not deliver to his door. I had even got a quote from FedEx, but it was $60. When Canada Post returned to work and the saga began, the package was mailed from Newcastle. I could not use an actual address, so I came up with the street name Villeneuve Street or Villeneuve Street, which my sister did catch, by the way. As F1 fans, I thought that would stand out. A French name needs a French village. Therefore, I used Rogersville. I purposely put page 1 of 2 on the bottom, ended a sentence mid-thought, and wrote, continued. This was so that I didn't have to put a signature on the letter. This would increase the mystery of who sent this, who is the MBMBSC. This was supposed to be a one and done. So with no signature and a fake address, nobody could track it. Chapter 2, the missing page. Because of how hilarious I found the podcast, I knew I had to keep going. The podcast assumed page 2 had gotten lost, so I sent page 2. I kept it very short for comic effect. I Googled messy signature and cut and paste that. I have no idea who it belongs to. It was not meant to be Trump.
Look at that, an accomplice who has access to the mail service and just happened to be with Taylor Levine the night the letter.
Well, we're unpacking this now. Chapter 3, Big Gravy Can Get You Anywhere. While trying to make conversation at a dinner party, I told a few friends about the podcast and the letters. Everyone that I told thought it was hilarious and that I had to keep it going longer. I wanted to stop picking on Cameron, so the next easiest person to find was Tyson Theriault. Tyson was also leading the conversations on episodes 63 and 64, and the mystery was bothering him the most.
You don't say.
Since we knew that Tyson Theriault taught at JMH, the plan was to send an inter-office letter to him at the school. I gave the letter to an accomplice who had access to the ASDN North mail services, who just happened to be with Taylor Levine the night of the letter exchange. When Taylor questioned the random envelope of gravy, he was brought into the scheme. Oh, my land. We only communicate through a third party and only knows me as Mr. Gravy. What? This is why Taylor was saying it's bigger than...
Because he was very adamant that he didn't know.
Because
he was very clear about that.
Because he does not
The letter
know.
contains some Miramichi, pop culture, and Department of Education references because of a previous ketchup rant. He got several packages of Canadian-made French's gravy. Chapter 4, Gravy Club Banishment. In the last podcast, Jeremy says Taylor would have my address. So we got the address from Taylor. That was a great idea. Thanks for that. Since Taylor Levine was the prime suspect, I played on that by on official press release banishing him from the club. This excommunication was in the John Wick movie style. I had printed the wrong version of the notice, and the file number was way too obvious. That would still see it crossed out, so I cut it out.
Yeah. Look, I have it right here. It's so we never got to read this.
No, well,
But
we
they're
posted
talking,
it.
look, it's cut out.
There was talk of gravy protein drinks, so I joked about an energy drink and asked him to join our upcoming podcast production team. There was perceived tension between Tyson and Jeremy about the possibility of Jeremy sending the letters, so I played on that.
Yeah.
Chapter 5. See you later, alligator. Mailed from Lutz Mountain while leaving Moncton, the Halifax thing was a weird twist. This was mailed at the same time as the letter to Jeremy. This was supposed to be the last letter, but Jeremy did not receive it in time for episode
right.
67.
Yeah.
Maybe it worked out for the best, as Taylor spoke out more on the show and his banishment would be more relevant. The idea of an origin story came from Cameron's frequent accusation that I am one failed science experiment away from being a supervillain. This story is just rambling, but all things that could have been a part of a child's life in the 80s.
Yeah.
Traveling Matt is the traveling uncle that always sent postcards on TV's Fraggle Rock. Oh my land. And I watched Fraggle Rock. It was supposed to make you believe
stuff we weren't getting.
I was going away. John McClane, Hans Gruber, is a Die Hard reference. Cameron frequently references Die Hard.
Yep.
My grammar error upset me. It should read the W this time, meaning the win. The last line, "You may not see us," is just to make you suspicious of everyone. Chapter 6, the big reveal. We floated many ideas on how to reveal the members of the CMBSC. The forerunner in the discussions was Operation Say Anything. The plan was for 4 members to go to your house in the middle of the night, hold a boombox over our heads, and confess. In the end, we found that to be 2 1980s, and not knowing the reference, the police would likely be called. In the end, we decided to, and then it's all the letters.
Oh my goodness.
Unless it's out of order. I'm just scrolling down to look.
There's
Guys, this was a lot of work. Yeah.
So we still don't know who it is.
Yeah. So there is a Mr. Gravy identity report.
Wait, let us read all the way to the end and still.
There is a Mr. Gravy identity report, and it's locked, and you need a password.
It's the French one.
Oh. So we need to post the statement on the Facebook page, and then they'll give us the password.
Okay.
No.
Oh
No.
my goodness. Whoever,
No.
you know what? Whoever you are.
No, you're not posting anything. By the time they hear this, we'll have found someone to hack their little project.
Cameron, it's funny that you mentioned that. Because,
why?
Well, I mean, our time's almost up here. We've run this pretty long, but Mr. Gravy should also be made aware of the Bush League podcast also has a network.
Correct. Surprise.
And while this package does find
Here
me
we
well,
we're calling you out.
Mr. Gravy, the mystery numbers you posted underneath your Instagram account, let's just say we didn't need those, but we appreciate it.
Remember, you say you have everybody's a suspect?
But you did look to enjoy your meal. So
Yes. And got up quite with a big smile on your face after you were done eating.
Mm-hmm. Him and his
Friend.
he was there with.
Co-conspirator, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Let's leave it
Co-conspirator,
at that. Until next time.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
That was very well done, Tyson. That was very well done.
It's more reading I did than all week at school.
Also, and you, Tyson. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. We thought we were elevating cuisine. What we were really doing was elevating a man.
What is going on?
Over time, Mr. Gravy's ambitions thickened. Outreach.
You just wasted some of your life listening to the Bush League podcast. You must stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe and leave a 5-star rating. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook.